Another gem from the search engine optimization subreddit. This was such a cool link building story. It's called Move from Super Defined Content to Generic. If I was to title it, I would just say, don't over optimize for the perfect backlink on the perfect website, the perfect relevance. That's what this is about. The link to this is in the description for this episode. Here it goes. This is for those businesses in unique niches. This one will probably be known by most in SEO, but for business owners, it's an important distinction to make between links in super defined content or generic content. And if this doesn't make sense yet, don't worry, you will understand in a few minutes. For links to work properly and pull, they need to be placed into unique, well-written and engaging content. Spun content, badly written content, etc. just won't work anymore, and it won't do what you want it to do for your business. Good links, backlinks that is, good backlink, and if you don't know what a backlink is, it's a link on another site that goes to your site and it transfers SEO link juice. It's a vote of authority to your site. The more backlinks you have from high authority sites, the more that says that your site is authoritative and you can rank for competitive keywords. Good backlinks work not just because, and a keyword also, a keyword is what you search into Google. If you're just completely starting with SEO, keywords, just whatever you search into Google or TikTok or Instagram or any other search engine, whatever you're searching for, that's a keyword. Good backlinks work not just because they're placed on good websites. And what does a good website mean? It means traffic from your target country. So it's not just any traffic, it's localization, it's relevance. So good backlinks work not just because they're placed on good websites, but because the content is good and unique. With that said, we come to a situation whereby the client is in a super defined niche, namely, and get this, petrochemical/chemical manufacturing. And the client is a smaller startup with a niche product. So what do? We started creating content, placing links in the content, and then placing the content onto websites in the right country with high traffic and good metrics. So they're doing guest blogs, they're giving excerpts, mostly guest blogs, mostly guest authoring. And the author continues, we quickly ran into the problem. There aren't that many chemical manufacturing blogs/websites out there. The client is a startup backed by a venture capital firm trying to carve out a space against some of the larger manufacturers. So we moved from targeting super defined websites to open-ended engineering/industrial websites with way more generic content. But in the content, and I think this explains semantic relevance with offsite SEO pretty well. So in the content on these generic blogs, generic engineering/industrial websites, in the content is always a chunk of like 3 to 4 paragraphs with H2 and H3 subheaders that pertain to chemical engineering along with the keyword. So you have this more generic article, and in that article is a very specific section about chemical engineering and petrochemicals that isn't too short, but it's not too long to make it so the whole article is about that, but it's still related to the article, it's related to the content. You have an entire H2 for it. So that's the subheading. H2s are the subheadings that go throughout articles. And then maybe you have H3s under that. So you have even more subheadings under that subheading. And it's 3 to 4 paragraphs long. It pertains directly to the niche of the client, of the SEO client, and the keyword is in that section. And then maybe next to the keyword is a link back to the client's site. And it could be just their homepage. It could be a specific page on their site. Most likely it will be a mix. You want a natural backlink profile, and naturally you're going to have a mix. Here's what happens from this. After a further 2 months, and this is the author again, after a further 2 months, we ranked for an annoyingly complicated keyword ahead of major chemical manufacturing competitors. The point is that you can use varied content where needed. Don't miss out on slightly off-note websites just because they don't directly cover what you need. Vary and generalize your content for the links, and you can still rank for those difficult keywords even in the hardest niches out there. This sounds super counterproductive when everywhere else it's all about content relevance, but the key is that if you're super niche, you can end up bogged down and spending an age looking for the perfect website. If you're extremely niche, you have to think outside the box, while adhering to the link building guidelines. Everyone's always looking for the perfect optimization strategies, the perfect website to have a link on, the perfect high domain authority backlinks, the perfect anchor text, exact match keyword anchor text. But really what Google likes to see, first of all, Google likes a mix because that suggests being natural, having a natural backlink profile. Google, just like so many people, it doesn't want unnatural. It doesn't want, if you're in the supermarket, you don't want synthetic, you want natural. And Google's the same way. Google wants natural, but you might also be super niche and you're looking for just the perfect website to get a link from. But actually, you can go for more generic sites, and you should really just have a mix, ultimately, of like completely generic sites. So an example of that might be Forbes or the New York Times, and then industry-specific sites and blogs. And that is what this on the search engine optimization subreddit is about. Don't miss out on slightly off-note websites just because it doesn't directly cover what you need. That is what I wanted to share with you on this episode of the show. I'm going over a bunch of different link building best practices. Been doing that for the last couple of days. Yesterday, I covered building links for keywords that will be popular in the future. That was a great episode. That was episode 522. This is episode 523. On episode 521, I talked about actually not using exact match anchor text, but instead using a generic anchor text like click here or this, and that's the anchor text. That's the text over the hyperlink. And then your keyword, instead of being what the anchor text is, your keyword is next to that generic anchor text. It's next to the click here. It's next to the this. It's next to the more details. On episode 514, I talked about having a mix of high domain authority backlinks and low domain authority backlinks. Everyone's always optimizing for high domain authority backlinks, but low domain authority backlinks are super valuable too. And lots of people don't realize that. So I've been going over a lot of link building best practices recently, and this is another one of those. If you're extremely niche, you have to think outside the box while adhering to the link building guidelines. You might run out of industry-specific blogs. That's okay. You can broaden your search a bit. And that is what I got for you on episode 523 of The Edward Show. This is my daily digital marketing podcast, 7 days a week. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Hope you're feeling great too. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.